Okay, now let's talk about the keyboard. As most of you know, many people love their BlackBerry smartphones because of its iconic keyboard. Mobile professionals love the BlackBerry Keyboard for its speed, its accuracy, and the confidence it allows them to type. With BlackBerry Passport, we've created something that's truly unique by building on our heritage of keeping the keyboard that we see here, but at the same time adding something that's truly unique and innovative. What we've done is that we've blended the physical accuracy of the keyboard and added the fluidity and the flexibility of touch. We call this the touch-enabled keyboard. The touch-enabled keyboard will allow users to have greater control, precision, and speed like they've not known before. No other keyboard comes close, and there aren't any, I think, in the industry that has this. Touch-enabled keyboard allow the mobile professionals to navigate through lists, emails, web pages very quickly, or to click to type or slide along the keys to move the cursor around. So let me show you what I mean. So first of all, let's look at the page that we had open just now. You notice that what I was doing just now was the normal use case, which is to use your finger to scroll up and down the page itself. Now, most people would know that when you do that, sometimes what you do is that you accidentally click on a link and the page actually goes to the next page, and then you have to go back again because that's not what you wanted to do. Because we've got the touch-enabled keyboard, you can actually now scroll doing this. So if you notice, you get the accuracy that you have scrolling up and down just using the keyboard itself. On a one-on-one display, I guess that you would say that there's no reason to turn your device the other way around, and that's not true, because if I did this, and if I turn the device up, you can actually now scroll using the keyboard. And this would be useful if you're right-handed, or you could turn it the other way around if you're a left-handed user. Okay? So that's something that would be useful, for example, if you want to scroll through pages and you have only one hand. So take, for example, you're in a busy train and you've got one hand on the rail and you want to read through pages, you would do this. Okay? So that's something that you can only do because of the fact that you've got a touch-enabled keyboard. And again, if I enable the reader mode on the browser, which comes standard with our with BlackBerry 10's browser, you can do the same on any app that you have. Okay. So take, for example, the hub itself. We've introduced the hub since the launch of BlackBerry 10. It is the place to have all your conversations in there. And our consumers and users of BlackBerry 10 love the hub that we've got on BlackBerry 10. So you can actually now scroll up and down all the conversations that you have using the hub itself, using the keyboard itself. Okay. So that's, I think, the first thing that you can do with the touch-enabled keyboard, which is to scroll through lists or pages with the keyboard. Now, the second thing that you can do with the keyboard is a thing called flick to type. We've introduced flick to type on our virtual keyboard, or the keyboard on glass on BlackBerry 10 since the launch of Z10. And we've had very good reviews on the keyboard itself. People love the keyboard and found it very interactive, intuitive, and actually helped the user to type faster. Now what we've done is that with the fact that we've got a touch-enabled keyboard on the Passport, we are able to now support some of these great features that we've got on the keyboard on glass, on BlackBerry 10, onto a Passport device. So the first thing that we can do is a thing called flick to type. And it's something that's really useful, especially when, again, you've got only one hand and you need to type something very quickly. Take, for example, you're at the airport and you can't use both hands to type. So let me just give you an example. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to type this. Okay, now what you do is that you notice that there are actually words that actually appear on the top row on the keyboard. It's a virtual row. And I can actually flick to type. So this is So that's something that you can do. You'll notice that as I flick up just below the word actually appears, and that's what you type. So that's flick to type. The other thing that we've got on the keyboard are gestures. So on the keyboard and glass, for example, when you swipe left on the keyboard, the gesture would actually allow you to delete a word itself. Because of the fact that we've got a touch-enabled keyboard, you can do the same on a Passport as well now. So if I did this, you will actually be deleting words itself. Okay. Similarly, we've got a gesture where if you swipe down on a keyboard, you actually reveal the symbols. Now you'll notice that because of the large screen that we've got, you actually have a fourth row of symbols that appear at the top of the keyboard. Now if this is not enough and you want to reveal the whole symbols for use, you could actually do this and actually would reveal the symbols. If you toggle through one more time, you get the other symbol and then back. So that's really the gestures that we support on the keyboard itself. Now, before we finish up with the keyboard, just want to also show you the display and the fact that we've leveraged the keyboard. Now, if you notice, if you were using a full touch device, for example, what would happen is that the virtual keyboard would actually appear up, and it would actually take up probably about 2/3 of your display. And you would probably have just 1/3 of the display for you to use for composing content. Now with this device, you notice because of the fact that we've got a physical keyboard, there's no need for that virtual keyboard to come up. And you actually get the full real estate of the screen to work on your email. So you can actually see what you've typed before as you're typing that long email that you have, for your business partners or your boss or your colleagues. Okay? So that's something really innovative that we've brought onto Passport with the touch-enabled